Hello and welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Product Reviews. We're going to be looking at Dungeon Tiles Reincarnated today. It's the old version of a new thing. Wizards of the Coast has recently released some terrain tiles, and I wanted to bring light to the old version. It came in a set of 3, and it's one of the best things that I've used in a long time. That set of 3 is Dungeons, Wilderness, and City. Those 3 things might go together in pretty much any setting, and put all 3 of them together, they make a very convenient setting that you don't have to put a lot of effort into making. These things don't snap together per se, but pretty much each and every one of them are similar enough to just go however you need it to be. And putting about 30 of them on the table at once is super easy. It only takes about a second or 2 per tile, and it could be something really fun for your party to get involved with. You can bring them anywhere because the box is very small, about that big. It's literally the size of a book, maybe 2, and I mean, might be a little noisy going places, but people know you're the Dungeon Master. Or the Dungeon Master's on their way. Another thing that's actually really cool about this specific type of product, the top and bottom of the box is actually terrain as well. So you're able to take the top and it'd be a level or elevation change. It's decorated however it might be for the dungeon, the city, or wilderness, which I do happen to have right over here. But that's something that not a lot of terrains actually give you the option of even doing, is an elevation change. And so now you've got 3 different elevations that you're able to add to your maps. And that brings me to another thing, adding things to existing maps and settings. You don't need to make an entire map with these things. Why don't you just use the one tunnel or a couple of things that work really well for props and other settings? Because there's chairs and barrels and different alleyways that you can send people down, and those are really easy to plop on almost any map. Each one of these boxes is really only $25 after everything's said and done, and I gotta say that's a really nice deal, especially compared to some of the other options that are out there that really raise the bar as far as price goes. They do come in all shapes and sizes, so you'll get yourself something big and chunky like this one, or you can get yourself just a little 2-tile square here, and it'd be able to go wherever you need it. And in just a little bit, I'm going to take these tiles out and lay them all out on the table and see how much we can actually do with these. Because your players cannot always see what's ahead, and because you're building as you go, it actually helps to create a certain mystique about what's happening, or even how big this place could even be. As far as it goes though, my favorite has got to be the City Dungeons Tiles Reincarnated. If you are going to pick just one, I would pick that one. It gives you a lot of options that most maps kind of incorporate as well. So if you wanted to just replace alleyways, a little bit of houses, or elevation changes that correlate to cities, this is really well. The Wilderness one comes in second for me. Well, everyone is gonna go outside at some point when you play D&D. Funny enough. But with the wilderness thing, you get rivers, you get grasslands, and anything else like that. But it gives you a lot of smaller bushes and trees that you could put just about anywhere else, and that's super helpful as well. The dungeon tiles are coming in last place. Believe it or not, they're the least useful because they are the most reiterated thing that Wizards of the Coast has. If you look back at their Amazon catalog, you can see several different iterations of the dungeon tiles. And they're always a dungeon here, there, or the other place. And you can even see a couple of these assets being reused. So it's not necessarily the best bang for your buck if you were to buy the specific dungeon tile Reincarnated. So go with those two first before you actually go with that one. So believe it or not, I think that's almost all I've got to say about the dungeon tiles Reincarnated. They're a really good find for any D&D enthusiast, and if you want to get somebody into being the dungeon master, just give them a couple of props to play with, and their creativity will do the rest. However, for these product reviews, I would like to start a tradition, everybody. I bought a big old box of these things, and I would like to open up every one of those, but I don't want to do it all at once. I'd like to do it as soon as I do a product review, so that keeps me motivated to do these. And lucky enough, we were able to get a big one. We've got the Earth Elemental. No, I'm just kidding. The big one was the Flail Snail. Give that a look, everybody. You know you gotta love it. And another Lizard Man Fighter. It's not exactly the coolest thing because I do have one of them already, but now I've got a Fire Genasi as well. And if I do get a better shot of those later, I will put those either right over here or something. And I'll see you guys later.